I was just thinking about this last night and this morning. It crossed my mind. And as some of you know, I do a lots of counseling with people from around the world, matter of fact. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. And there are a lot of men and women who really, really want to overcome that fallen state. And when they hear about forgiveness, and most of them go and do it, some try to avoid the mother and try to get away without having to go to the mothers because they are really afraid. But they'll say, oh, my mother was really nice. She didn't really do anything. Oh, I don't want to hurt her feelings. Or whatever. Satan would give them, their daddy, Satan would give them some type of excuses to not do it. And they'll go to the fathers, but yet they feel that that unhappiness, something's still wrong. And so I asked, did you go to your mother and forgive? No, I really couldn't think of anything. And so, and then I asked, well, was she perfect? Was she perfect? And they start naming a few things that, oh, she did this and did that and blah, blah, blah. And then they start to remember. The point I want to make is that if you want to be free, if you want perfect peace, you got to forgive both parents. And most people are afraid to do it to the mother because they resent the mother more so than the father. Most, not all, but most people do not resent their fathers. They yearn for their fathers. But you got to go and forgive your mothers as well so that you can overcome her nature, her identity. Men and women, you're like your mother, you're like in what you resent, right? So you got to go and forgive them so that you can return to your natural state of being, return to the Father. And this is for men and women, all right? Another thing is, and the reason for that, because if you don't forgive, if you don't forgive, you shall not be forgiven. One other issue that if you don't understand anything else about what I say, I want you to understand this, is that every, Mamma mia, hola, si, senor, gracias, hold your wallet. Every thought, every imagination is a lie. It's a setup. It's amazing to me in understanding this now, and it's so clear now to me. But it's when I meet other people and talk to them, it's amazing how they believe thoughts. And they can get so into them that they seem real. It feels real. It feels real. Mighty real. It feels real. It feels real. And you cannot convince them that their imaginations, their thoughts are lies. And what happens is, once some of these men and women go and forgive, they don't understand yet that Satan is right there to tell you, oh, it didn't work. You're still angry. You're still this or you're still that. And they'll believe in it. And because they believe it, they feel it. And because they feel it, it seems real. It's not real, folks. The warfare, the spiritual warfare that we're having starts within us. It's within ourselves. That's why you got to get to know yourself so you can see this darkness fighting with the light. and that there's nothing you can do about it. Really, you can't fight it. You have to observe it. And so I really, really want you to know you can't analyze with thoughts. You can't figure out things with thoughts. It's going to always be wrong. It's a setup. All thoughts are set up. And you've been so connected to them for so long because you escaped into them during the trauma that was coming out of the home that you forgot the quiet, voiceless, observing way of living. You forgot how to just, as kids, you knew it until you were traumatized, but you forgot how to just live in the present and move forward. Really. But the moment you forgive mama and daddy, you start to remember again. And be patient, allow yourself to grow, inwardly grow. And you'll get further and further away from them, and you will become more familiar with that voice, and you would know that that voice is not of God, it's not of you, and it's a setup. Because it can cause such hardship. I mean, it's amazing. Because you believe a lie. Adam believed the lie and fell away from awareness, the mind of God. Christ believed the truth and returned to the mind of God. By doubting, he doubted the lie, the imagination, and he automatically believed into the truth. That's what's going to happen with you. When you practice being aware and doubting every thought by just letting it pass, you'll be back into faith, believing the truth without even trying. It's just, that's all that's left for you. But you got to doubt every thought, folks. I don't care what happened yesterday. I don't care what happened this morning. That doesn't mean it's happening right now. All the thing that's happening right now is what's happening right now. That's the only thing that exists. Everything else is an illusion in your imagination. And so you got to doubt every thought, no matter what. Even if your feelings get hurt. Your feelings are hurt because you're believing a lie about what's been said or what's been done. But if you just ignore the feelings by ignoring the imagination, you'll be surprised what you can overcome and deal with. It's so amazing. So the spiritual battle is happening within, between the darkness of the imagination and the light of the voiceless voice, which is love. And if we don't have that real love, which comes from above, from within, we don't have love. That little mama's love, it come and go based on situations. If someone treats you well, you love them. If you think they're treating you well, you love them. If they treat you differently than what you think you should be treated, then you hate them. What a mess, right? It's so amazing to get to know yourself. You don't have time to be looking at other people and judging and trying to figure out. All you need to do is observe yourself, and you can see everything around you. You'll see the Old Testament working through the other people in the world. You'll be in it, but not of it. And you will not be moved by it because you have this solid foundation that you're building your house on now. It's an amazing way to live, and it's for all those who will receive it, but you must forgive. You will not and cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven until you forgive, because that nature of Satan, which is the darkness of your imagination, is not going to be allowed in. It's just not going to happen. Now, you can praise the Lord. You can read the Bible until the cows come home. You can go to church until you're black and blue in the face. You can, whatever. Unless you forgive, it's not going to work. And there are so many people who are suffering due to unforgiveness. And there's nothing God can do for you. I mean, of course, he can do what he wants. He's God. But he can't help you if you're unwilling to forgive. And it's not just something you say, oh, I forgive you, right? You got to see that you're wrong for resenting folks. Wrong things are happening to other people, but that's on them. And you're wrong for judging them for it, resenting them. But when we're kids, we don't know any better because we're so subject to the parents. But as adults, you have the responsibility to check yourself out and overcome. And it's for men and women. Because women resent their mothers too. They're not themselves, so they carry on the same spirit, the same control, the same insecurity, the same doubt, the same anger that their mothers have. They're not themselves. It's not natural. You must be born again. Just FYI.